I have a vlog on my channel from VIXX PLS. Click to watch it. Thank.
What's up? It's your girl that went to VIXX. Today I'm here to tell you about my concert experience at going to VIXX's concert in Sydney. If you're just wondering, was it worth the money? Yes, 100%. Today I'm gonna tell you why it was worth the money and how freaking awesome it was. The night before, we found out that we got rehearsal passes, which turns out all of Silver got, and we were like so confused by this. Everyone in that section, everyone that bought Silver tickets got access to rehearsal passes, and this meant that we could go and watch VIXX do a little rehearsal slash sound check. It was really cool. When we first got to the venue, which was Luna Park in Sydney, we had no idea where we were meant to line up. We got there, and because they were lined up a different way to previous concerts that have been at Luna Park, we were so confused, and we thought that there just wasn't a line for VIXX, and we were like, that is so sad. We were so disappointed. But then we did actually find the line. We got there around about 3ish. We went to the end of it. We walked up to some girls. We were like, hey, is this the line for gold or silver or bronze? Like, what is the deal with the line? And they were like, oh, this is just like everyone, we're pretty sure. So like the end of the line's there. And then we were like, okay, thank you so much. They were like, enjoy the concert. I hope you have a great time, fellow Starlight. Woo! And I was like, I freaking love K-pop fans. I am so happy. So around about 3 o'clock, we sort of stood in the line for a little while. I got to see my friend Megan, which was great. We overheard this girl talking on the phone, and she was like, there's only 36 people that have got silver tickets. Like, me and my sister Sammy, who was there with me, we were just like, oh my god, there's only 36 people. Like, we're definitely gonna get barrier, you know? Well, that's why everyone in silver got rehearsal passes, because there is so little people. I was kind of okay with it. I was kind of a bit sad that VIXX didn't sell more tickets, but at the same time I was like happy because I got barrier, and then I also got rehearsal passes, which was awesome. So around 3 o'clock we saw that there was a line starting to queue up outside the big top, which is not normally where lines queue. So we sort of walked over because that's where we knew that they were going to be selling merch, and we also knew that that's sort of the area that we needed to be in to go into the venues. We walked over there and they started asking for silver ticket holders, and we were like, hello, that's us. And they organized us into a separate line to people who were just going to get their wristbands, because you could also get your wristbands at this place. They took the silver people aside and we got our wristbands first, and they said, okay, you can go and get some merch. So after we got our wristbands, we went and got merch. After that we sort of sat down, and they were like, okay, you need to be back here at 4 if you want to go into the venue, or 4:15 I think it was, for the rehearsal. So we sort of like sat outside, and like we met this girl Larry, and she was so sweet. I loved her so much. She was awesome. I was just kind of like, hey, do you want to come sit with us? Because she was like there alone, and we were like why not make some friends, you know? I don't want this girl to be alone. Like, hello, fellow K-pop trash. And we socialized and it was great. Then we went into rehearsal. The sound check was literally awesome. They only performed 2 songs, and they talked to us for a little while. They did talk to us for a little while, but they spoke in Korean, obviously, because VIXX doesn't have any fluent English members. And a couple of the girls there were like speaking back to them in Korean. They were saying "def," which is, oh, sorry about my pronunciation, I'm not Korean and I don't speak Korean. But they were basically saying yes back to VIXX. But they were super sweet and they were super awesome, and I was just bouncing the entire time. I couldn't stop. Everyone was just sitting there just watching them, just in awe. And I was like bouncing. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? VIXX is right in front of me. And then we got sent back outside. We literally just sat down for a little bit, and then it was time. They started bringing all the people from the gold line up, and we were like, oh my god, there's so many people. And our little silver line was just like this little cluster of people. There was a few less people in the rehearsal, but there was a few more people that did show up later on. When they were like, okay, silver line up here, gold here, bronze here, we were like the first in the silver line. So like when we went and lined up at the doors, it was literally so awesome. The lady who was doing like bag checks and everything, she was so sweet. She was like, what's the Coco Pop dance? And I literally did it, and then I was like, why am I like this? I am so embarrassing, but it's okay, worth it, girl. And then we got her to do it, and she was like, yeah, I love K-pop now. She was like, I've had Coco Pop stuck in my head all day, and I was like, bitch, me too. She was lovely. Honestly, shout out to her. She probably isn't watching this, but if she is, shout out to you, girl. You were amazing. You were so funny. And then we were lining up at the actual doors. So you go from the outside doors, and then you go and line up at the inside doors. And then when they opened up the inside doors, I was like me, Sammy, and Larry were literally first in line, and we were like, bitch, shook. Larry had to leave really quickly, so me and Sammy were like, barrier, bitch, and we got to the middle of the barrier, and I was so freaking shook. I was lit. There was a lot more silver people that showed up, so not everyone got barrier, and I was really like sad about that. There was like maybe 5 people that didn't get barrier, and I was like, oh, I feel bad. Before the concert, we saw Andy True and Kevin Kim, who I literally love both of them. They are both so amazing. Like, for those of you who don't know, Andy True and Kevin Kim, they host SBS Pop Asia, which is a show that airs every Sunday in Australia. They just play K-pop songs, J-pop songs. They play some Chinese Mando pop. Is it called Mando pop? I'm not sure. They play like some Chinese music. Also, Kevin Kim was an ex-member of Zia, which is a K-pop group, so I was like pretty lit about that. So we saw them and we like talked to them for a little while. It was really awesome. I did really love talking to Andy and Kevin. They were so sweet, they were so nice. And then we went back to the barrier, and it was sort of getting a bit more squishy because people were like squishing in more. And then we were just standing there, there was music playing, the crowd was getting ready, and then it went silent, and we were like, fuck, this is about to happen. This is happening now. After it went dark, they started, they played like a little video, and then they started playing music. So the first song that they played was Fantasy, and I got so lit. I was literally like so hyped the entire time. I was like, it's Fantasy! Like, I was going so hard, and every time Ravi came on, so Ravi is literally my bias. Throughout the entire concert, every time Ravi came on, I would be screaming, I would be yelling. I was like, that's my fucking husband. I can't even tell you how many times I yelled, that's my husband. And I would jump so high, and I had these streamers, because I think they got these, they either shooted these out on the first or second song, and I was literally waving these around. I was like, yeah, hello, I'm here. I really wanted Ravi to notice me. So during this, they played like a couple of games and whatever. They did like this little segment thing during the concert where they had pictures put up on the screen, and then someone would talk about like what the story behind the picture is, and the members told us about like their individual projects that they're working on and stuff, and asked that we support them, and I thought that was really lovely. And of course we support all the boys because we're Starlights. We support them and we love them. And during this, they were like, Leo, Ravi, get some VIXX LR going, and I was like, I am so ready. I am mentally prepared. And Leo sang a little bit of Whisper. He was like, whisper to me, girl, whisper to me, girl. And his high notes were so good. I was like, this is pure talent right here. And then they asked Ravi, they were like, Ravi, you've got to rap now. And he was about to start rapping, and everything went dead silent, and I literally just yelled, that's my husband! And the amount of people that turned around and looked at me, I was like, why am I like this? I need to stop. And then he sort of like started rapping, and then he laughed for a moment, and then he said something, and I didn't know what he said, obviously, because I don't speak Korean, and the translator didn't translate it. And this girl in front of me goes, oh my god, he noticed you. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, he just said something about being a husband. And I was like, holy fuck, we're married. We are married. Me and Ravi are married. I am dating him. He is my husband. I love this man so freaking much. And it was literally like one of the best moments of my life. I wish someone filmed it, but Jellyfish was so strict. They were so strict on like just everything. They were like, don't film at all. Like, people who were filming were getting their phones taken off of them, and I don't know like what happened after that. I don't know if they were told to delete their videos or anything else. They played Heaven last. I'm gonna wrap this video up. They did play Heaven last, and I was so excited. I was so lit. It was such a good song to finish on because it was just awesome, and everyone was doing like the VIXX. I was literally almost in tears because I just love that. I just love the atmosphere of concerts. I just love that everyone's there to mutually support an artist. Also, just real quick, we did have these little fan projects. Shout out to the people that made this. Does it say? I think it's just VIXX Australia Starlights. At VIXX Australia. These people who made these things are literally legends. They are so great. It says on the back, it says Australian Starlight loves VIXX, and they put a little translation up the top so everyone was like so not like totally confused. Just thought this was really lovely. It was awesome. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give me likes, make sure you subscribe down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.